Hello and welcome back to another video. In this video we'll be doing something very different, and that is not being in the game itself. Because in this video we will be trying to find out what the most liked hero in the entire game is. If you haven't seen it already, I have been doing some polls on my community channel on YouTube for like 2 months now, and I started out with the normal heroes, as you can see right here. Which of these heroes do you like the most? And then I posted 4 heroes: Nightblade, Gladiator, Priest and Defender. I tried to do it in release date, and a lot of people have actually voted on these heroes. And what I want to try and find out is what the best hero in the game is. Well, I know who the best hero in the game is, but the hero that people like the most. I know some of those heroes already, but I'm still curious to find out who is actually going to win. And there is a lot that I have to do to find out about that. I don't have that many subscribers on my channel yet, and I still hope to grow bigger someday. But basically, if you haven't seen this already, you should go over to my community channel, which you can find. Let me go, and this is the start page. This is my channel. As you can see, it has my videos and stuff like that, and my subscribers, subscriptions. There's my videos, there is shorts and live, playlists and community channel. I'm going all the way down here. Let us go all the way down first. Yeah, down here. So basically you just click on one of these heroes, and then the vote will be pushed and the hero will get a vote. The more people vote, the more genuine and correct it is. But for right now, what I have been doing is, first I wanted to get every single hero out into my community channel so that everyone could vote on every single hero that is out. Now that every hero has been out, I finished off the normal heroes, and now I just finished off the legendary heroes a few days ago. Well, yesterday actually, with the Poseidon being last. So let us just go over some of these heroes. Nightblade got a vote, Priest and Defender got a vote, so all of those are on to the next round. Gladiator did not get a vote. If a hero got more than 4 votes, they skip the round that is right now, so that it is more fair. Crossbowman did not get a vote. Gladiator is actually a really good hero if you get him built, because he has a lot of single target damage, very good in strength ROM until you get an actual damage dealer like Anduin, Singiffen, or even a high star Athena. Very good for that. Crossbowman used to be pretty good, but he is really good for early game until enemies start to get a lot of defense. But he isn't a bad hero, it just doesn't really work together with tier 3 armor as well as he used to. But he is a pretty good hero. I'm still kinda sad that no one gave him a vote. Lance Hunter pulling on, and that is not a surprise. This one is pretty funny. Alchemist, Archmage and Rock Giant, none of them got a vote, and Berserker got all of them. Wolf, Vampire, Gunner and Elf Archer, those are pretty mediocre. Those are really good, but Wolf is just taking the lead so hard. 9 votes for Wolf and 2 for Vampire. Here we have Bishop, Archangel, Dryad and Blood Mage. Blood Mage taking the win here, but Dryad and Bishop are both onwards. It is funny that that people chose Executioner so much when there are so many people that love Shaman. But I'm not surprised that these two won. I am pretty surprised that no one picked Fearlord. All of these got a vote. I'm really sad that Hellfire Hunter did not get a vote, because he is a really good hero. A really good agility hero. He is a very good damage dealer until you get Frankenor or Leader build. So I'm still pretty sad that he did not go on to the next round, but it is what it is. Poppy, Goblin Mage and Skeleton Warrior moved on. Both of these moved on. But now we have the legendary heroes. Osiris did not move on. Brynhild, Necros, Cassandra did. This one was pretty unfair for Jack-o'-lantern turn because under break. At least Long Yi moved on. I'm still pretty sad that Jack did not. Dr. Mega is actually pretty good, but he's not something you could call meta. All of these moved on. All of these moved on. Catherine taking the lead. All of these moving on. Lane taking the lead here over Moody, Jared, and Franken. This one, Undine took a pretty big lead here. Everyone's still moving on. This one was really bad for me because... yeah... It is pretty... this one is pretty hard because Joan and Mathos are two of the 5 best heroes in the game. But that is what happens when you go by release date. I'm really sad that Hook did not move on because he is a very good hero. But if people don't want to vote for him, there are 14 people that voted, none for Hook, so he wouldn't win anyways. But he is a very good hero, especially for Strength Round, because you can just remove all of the buffs from enemies and it is completely timeable. So he is best in slot versus Ifrit and Headhunter. Xuan not moving onwards. Nuit, Loki and Hela, they move onwards. This one is... Odin doesn't like me very much in this fight, neither does Artemis, but they moved on. Artemis did not. Athena kinda taking a big lead there. This one is pretty interesting because you have two incredibly good heroes here together. Sugliang kinda catching up. I'm surprised that so many people chose Nessa. There's someone chose Lubu as well. This one, Gilgamesh taking the lead, Singiffen second. These two are moving on. Kasumi and Mane both got a point, and none of these got a point. So many people who chose Kasumi here, but I'm surprised that some people chose Mane. And here is the newest one. This one released today actually, 12 hours ago. Who do you like the most? The last few heroes for now. Now I will make a video on these polls. That is what I am doing right now. Duang and Poseidon got a lot of points. Thanatos got 1 point, I think. But basically what I will be doing from now on, let me go into the sheet. Okay, so I put all of the heroes into the ones that got a point into this lineup right here. If they got more than 4 points, I move them on to the next round. But if they didn't get that, they are still in the first round right here. Let me just go down. For the legends, you can see Auric was supposed to be there. Going down, going down. That is pretty much where it is right now. I have not updated it with the last few heroes because there is only 7 votes. But so far, 187 votes. Now, for the next round, I will be putting them up 4 versus 4. The first one is Nightblade, Paladin, Rifleman and Vampire against each other. Nightblade is basically like a meme in the community, but he is pretty good because of his bond with Wolf that gives Wolf up to 7% more attack, and Wolf is one of the best damage dealers in the entire game, and you can just star up Nightblade without even leveling up to get that bonus. You also need Nightblade for the Pinnacle Tower to level that up, so you would need all of the normal heroes up to 15 stars, so you can just get a lot of attack bonus on your main damage dealer by just starring him up. As for actually using him, he has some silence that is fairly good, and he also has some really good dodge. He is really quick, but his damage is incredibly low. And his HP is basically the lowest in the entire game, if I remember correctly, or at least one of the lowest. Paladin, a very good tank, especially against single enemies. Him, Paladin, alone in Arena can solo an entire team of up to 2 million force. That is AoE. If they add an auto break in there, it's over. If they add a heal cut in there, it's over. But he heals himself whenever he takes attack, and he increases and he gives a magic attack shield to all of his allies. He is a pretty good hero, but if you have Athena, he's not really required or anything. Rifleman, he is a pretty good damage dealer for agility, and he even applies a blind. Vampire, he is basically the best tank in the entire game because of how ridiculous his HP bonus can get. He can get over 1,000,000 HP because his passive increases the HP based on int, and his int stat can get really high. So this hero right here, incredibly good as a tank, and he also adds a sleep to 3 enemies at round start. He is one of the best tanks in the entire game, both mid game and late game, but late game he is something else entirely. And one thing that I need to say, the two heroes that get the most votes get onwards, or one if only one of them gets a vote. Here, next one, Dryad, an incredible heal cut. He is a very good tank, heals his allies as well, especially at 13 star. He is a really good healer. And he also has one of the best heal cuts in the entire game, and it is completely timeable, but it only applies to the backline or frontline if the backline is dead. Very good in the Statue of Heroes, very good in the map, and he is one of the best normal heroes. Bishop, he is a very good semi-tank. He can dispel debuffs on self, very good at that, and he can apply shield to his allies on the front line or back line, depending on where you have him. At 13 star, the shield goes on to all allies. Also on the same row, he can share the damage. He is a very good hero for that. He can heal as well, a very good hero. Shaman, he is a good healer. He gives defense to the heroes, especially frontline heroes getting physical defense, and backline you can get a lot of attack bonus. He is also very good at staying alive and can get a lot of actives and a lot of healing. He is still missing something that Priest has, and that is dispelling. So in Eternal Inferno, in Fiend Slayers, Priest is the best healer in the entire game. And Shaman can't even compete. Bristleback, you might fight some Bristlebacks in the map. That is really annoying because of the defense stat. Just the bristles just killing you off, but you can't really get to that point yourself with the defense to do the same thing with enemies. He is fairly good in PvP though, and he has some heal cuts and a fairly good tank as well. A decent hero, but not someone most people need. That is the first 2 rounds. That is pretty funny to see what people actually think about these heroes and how it moves on. Next rounds after that, Death Swordsman, Master Tactician, Skeleton Warrior, and Cassandra. After that, you have Brynhild, Longyi, Auric, Momochi. After that, you have Atsmon versus Mordesa, Franken, and Jarrett. I know who I really want to win this one. Next one, Misa, Roxa, Mathos, and Anubis. I have an idea for who might win that one. And for the last few fights, Loki, Zeus, Odin, Lubu versus Nessa, Nurgle, Ishtar, and Mani. I really hope that a lot of people will be able to vote on these polls, because it will be really fun to see what people actually think about heroes. I love a lot of these heroes. Some of them are very good, some of them are just slept on because people don't really know what they can actually do, but a lot of these heroes are really, really good. And I'm still pretty sad that Hellfire Hunter did not move on, but let's not talk about that. Moving on, Death Swordsman. He is a very good tank for agility heroes because of his immunity, and when that immunity is on, he cannot be hurt at anything unless the enemy dispels his buff. So against bishops, or against stupid things like Executioner, he is really bad because his immunity just gets stripped. but other things than that, he is a very good cheese hero. That basically means that you can allow enemies to do as much damage as possible to him within his time without him actually dying from it. He has some decent damage as well, but that's not really why you're building him. Master Tactician, PvP hero, traps enemies at the round start and steals buff, as well as doing a lot of damage to agility heroes. Very good for PvP, not really that good elsewhere. Skeleton can resurrect himself 3 times. He can do some really good bleed damage as well. But he is just such a weird hero, but if you have him, he can be pretty good, and you don't sell him anyways because he is an anniversary hero, not in dungeons, so you don't sell him anyways. So if you want to level him up, he can be really good in the 108 strength rune. Cassandra, really good healing, heals your team, heals your heroes with the lowest HP, just like the Ao-Chan, gives your team survivability, as well as energy to the front line. Very good hero, but not really that good anymore. Still pretty good hero if you have her, mainly for cheesing things, but there are better options nowadays. Brynhild, a very good hero. She is so tanky, so good, and I will be some heroes that I will be bringing up in another video for underrated heroes. I'm not entirely sure who I will add there. Maybe I will add Brynhild, but maybe not, because there are some other heroes that I will be talking about. But Brynhild is a very good hero if you have a lot of time to do retry. That is basically it. She can heal your heroes, she is a very good tank, and she can apply blinds. That makes enemies not hit you, but that is just RNG, so they can still hit you, it's just a chance that they don't. A very good hero if you have the time to retry. Long E, just removing all of the buffs from enemies that his mark reaches. A very good tank against those heroes. He is one of the most underrated heroes in the entire game because of just how ridiculously good he actually is. Auric, pretty good as well, and Momochi, pretty good as well. Both of these have the same role, that they should be alive for a certain amount of time, and after that they just die. Auric can heal your team, Momochi can keep one of your teammates alive a little bit extra. Both of them can do some damage. Momochi is more on the damage part, he is more on the healing part and removing the healing from enemies. That is basically the first 4 rounds. That will take, now I will be speeding it up to 2 days per poll. And I hope you enjoyed this, and if you really want to help, you can just come into here. I have some planned ones, as you can see. They will be coming up soon. Now for the actual fights, this is coming 3rd of May. Vampire, Rifleman, Paladin and Nightblade. That is the first fight, and the next fight is Dryad, Bishop, Shaman and Bristleback. And after that, Death Swordsman, Master Tactician, Skeleton Warrior and Cassandra. That comes on 7th of May. So if you really want to join in on this would be really fun. And I hope to see this getting a little bit bigger. But it is really fun to see just what people think. I've been wanting to do stuff like this for a very long time, and I think that it is a very fun thing to do. And thank you so much for watching. This is a very short video, but this is basically just me talking about the polls and what I want to do with this. So if you want to join in, if you want to have some fun, you can just come into the community section, like I told you before, and go into the start page that you can find by clicking on my information. Go into there, community tab, it is in Norwegian for me, and then just scrolling down and start doing the polls. I hope to see some more numbers here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one. The next video will be coming out next week, and I have a lot of plans for that one. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one.